Y'all, sorry. Please, God, remember. Oh my gosh. Remember. I don't even know where to start. I just know I had to start recording. So much was going on in my life. So much has been going on in my life, and lately, and lately, Yahweh and Yahweh they've been speaking to me. They've been speaking to me. They've been telling me to give up everything. It started off with the drinking. My mom died this year. My mom died on March 8th from drinking. And literally 9 months before that, my baby brother, he was 27 years old. He died in a car accident 9 months before that. So I was still healing from his death. And then my mom's death came. And I started drinking really bad. I started drinking really bad. And I just became this ugly person. And I was using the things that happened to me in my life as an excuse to just fall into alcoholism. Before that, my dad died. My dad died of cancer. My bio dad, not my dad, my bio dad, my father. He died, and my baby brother, that tore him apart. It tore him apart. And he fell into a lot of things, and I don't think he was able to fully pull himself out of it. And mine and my father's connection, we were cool, but we weren't that deep. It was deep. He's my father. But I didn't find out he was my father until I was about 14 years old. My dad, oh yeah, my dad, Joey, he's my dad. He raised me. But so it didn't tear me up like it tore my brother up. And he would call me and be like, sis, I'm ready to go home to dad. I'm ready to go home to dad. And you know, I'd sit on the phone with him and I talked to him. I talked to him for hours. Video chat him. He lives in Baltimore. He lived in Baltimore. But he started taking my dad's pills, his morphine pills. And he just got really depressed. And when my mom died, and you know, when Shaq passed away, it's my brother. When Shaq passed, oh man, I got deep. Got more than my dad. Right after my dad, my grandma died. And then my Uncle Tim died. And then my Aunt Sue died. A lot of deaths. And you know, I thought each death was different. But I thought my brother's death was the heaviest. And then my mom left. And I felt it, and I knew exactly what my brother felt. I wanted to die. I've never been suicidal. I wanted to die. I got super drunk one night. I got in my car. And I just drove. I didn't care what happened to me. I just got in the car and I drove and I ran every red light that I could, and I said, just take me out. I'm done. I'm done. There's just been too much death. A lack of everything. Just a lack of love, and just surrounded by death. It hurt. My mom's death. Oh, it weighed heavy. Out of all the deaths, it hurt so heavy. And then right after my mom died from drinking, my uncle Bob, her little brother, died of drinking. And then my great uncle, he was my godfather. He didn't have any kids, but he baptized me and my brother, and we were his only godchildren. The only thing closest to a child he ever had. He loved me like a child. He took care of me, and he would have done anything for me, and he died this year too. This all happened this year. And I've just been going through it. I've been going through it. But one day, I put my hands on my aunt when I was drunk. My Auntie Marcia. And she's done nothing but love me. And it hurt my heart that I hurt her, the one who had, you know, my family, that I've never like really received love like that, you know. Like, I know my family loves me, but I've never really had it like that. But my Auntie Marcia, you know, she made it known. Like, she made it known. So when I found out, when I realized what I did to her, like that image of me throwing her off the chair, oh, it hurt my heart. So I turned away from drinking, and I naturally quit drinking for a little over 40 days. It was like 45 days. And then my friend, he was my supervisor, my previous supervisor. We worked together for 7 years. He found out this summer that he had stage 4 cancer. And they gave him 14 months to live. he ended up passing away just not even 2 months later. He just died about a month ago. And he was one of the things that he told me when he called me and told me, he said I was his only friend. He said I was his only friend. And and so after experiencing all this death, my grandparents are gone, my parents are gone, my brother's gone, my aunties, my uncles, my godmother died this year too. My godmother and my godfather died this year. I've just become numb to it. I was even raped this year. Raped by a family member's spouse. And things have just been so heavy. And my supervisor, he got me into, I never used to be intrigued with astrology or anything like that, but every day he would ask me, have you checked your horoscope? Have you checked your horoscope? And I'd be like, I don't care about my dang horoscope. But then, things started becoming, seeming relevant. I've always been spiritual, always my whole life. I've gone to church my whole life. I've always believed in God, Yahweh Shah. I've always believed in Jesus and God, Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. I've believed in them my whole life. I've always had faith. But Joe got me into astrology. And for anybody who's fallen into astrology, you know the relevance in it, because it was created by the creator, Yahweh, God. It was made by him, so of course it's real. But that's not the real source. That just takes you, it derails you from the truth, which he is the truth. You're seeking answers within yourself. You want to know more about yourself and you want to know more about others. Don't turn to astrology. Don't turn to tarot cards. I was deep in all of it. I was so deep in all of it. Man, tarot cards, crystals, seeing psychics who have said things that are real, but you don't know their source. You don't know where they're getting their words from. You don't know where they're getting their truths from. The world cannot deny that Jesus was real. He walked on this earth just like Cleopatra did before him. Jesus walked after Cleopatra. Just like King Julius Caesar was here before Jesus. Jesus was here after King Julius. People can't deny that. But all of that shit, all of the astrology, all of that fucking shit that everyone's falling into now, that is so live now. I was into it before the world got into it. I had my Kundalini awakening. I did. And it was real. It was so real. But guess what? I'm not even gonna lie. One truth I've never said to anybody was that I reached that truth through Adderall. I went to heaven. And I've had a spiritual experience since. Leaning on spirituality. And completely pushing out the one true source. The one true source, which is Yahweh. And his son, Yahweh Shah, came and put his life on the cross for us. That is who we need. We don't need astrology. We don't need to know our birth charts to see our truth. It's right here this whole time. It's been here. It has been here. It has been here this whole entire time. It's been right here, not in the tarot cards, not in the crystals, not in the sage, not with your psychic, not with any of that. Not within your birth chart. I know everything about my birth chart. Everything. Everybody can tell you I've dived so deep. I have dived deep into mine. I know everybody's birth chart. I know not only mine, I know my kids. I know everybody that I'm close to. First thing I do is I ask for birth dates and times and I dive into their shit and I'll let them know. So I gave up that shit. But let me tell you. It took a lot, like I said. Shit's heavy, dude. My life, it's been heavy. But something's been calling me, and it started with one of my coworkers. He was wearing a hat, and it was a I thought it was, what is it? I thought it was Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I thought it was that. I had the candles and stuff like that. And he's the one who told me. And I believe, I'm so emotional, you guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what, I've been told for a couple of days now to record this video, to make a video of everything that I've been experiencing, like just this past week, really. Some shit, like he's been speaking to me, you guys. He's been speaking to me, and forgive me, and please listen to me. There's something I have to tell you. I don't know what, but something's been calling me to tell you guys. And it all started with my coworker. He was wearing this hat, and I've heard, you know, it's been about 5, how many years has it been? I've been into astrology and all that for a good solid 3-4 years, something like that. Crystals, all that witchy shit, all of that, years. I dived so deep into it. I got lost in the sauce, lost in the lies, and you know, it's not even a lie. It's just not the one true source. It's not. We don't need any of that. We don't. But my coworker, he was wearing the hat, and I believe he's an Israelite, is what he identifies as. He doesn't believe in religion. And forgive me for not being able to fully explain his beliefs and the things that he was trying to tell me. But I know it's the same. I know we believe in the same stuff. But he's the one who planted this seed. I told him that, you know, he started talking to me about the hat. And then every day he was stopping me, right? And he was like, he told me to you know, man, you guys, I don't know. There's something else I gotta be saying right now. Bear with me. Planted a seed. And at this time, mind you guys, this is like the past month is what I'm talking about. This happened like not even a month ago. And, you know, he told me. So okay, this is what I was forgetting to tell you. So I quit. I was smoked weed. And when I gave up my drinking, I decided I was just going to stick to smoking. But something in me told me that I had to quit smoking, but I didn't want to give up the smoking. And, you know, I was smoking every day, all day, man. I was blowing trees left and right. And I just got to the point where it's like it wasn't doing anything. Like all I was doing was damaging my body. I wasn't getting high, but I needed it, right? And that's what he was trying to tell me, and he didn't know it. And my ADHD pills. My ADHD pills too, because if something in me was telling me to quit the smoking, I had quit the drinking. I had a drink after, and I drank a couple times after that 45 days. Like I said, my coworker died. I tried to quit the smoking, but when Joe died, when my friend died, I smoked and I drank because he had cancer. He started doing edibles, and him and I were supposed to smoke a joint together, and we didn't get to smoke the joint. So I smoked the joint that I had gotten for us. I smoked it, and I got into smoking again, and I had a couple of drinks, and like I said, the Holy Spirit, he told me I hadn't given up, and I was seeing it in things, you know. He's speaking to me through movies, through videos on YouTube, and even from my coworker who He said, there's a reason why you stopped me and asked me about my hat. And he kept saying, every single time he saw me, he kept stopping me. And he would just go on saying random stuff, you know, just talk to me about the Bible. And until he's like, and he kept saying, I don't know what it is. There's something you need to hear. So he would just be talking, and he's like, not even knowing that he's talking to me about the addictions that I need to give up. That the Creator's been telling me to give up, and I've been ignoring it. I was ignoring it left and right. He even told me, he said, I said something about astrology, and he said, that's the devil. That is the devil. Give it up. And I was like, what kind of, the devil? This is just a month ago, you guys. 1 month ago. 1 month ago. I wasn't going to let this man tell me. I believe in the Creator. And that's the thing. I even call him the Creator. Didn't even call him by, you know, Yahweh. God, Yahweh. I was pushing. I heard his voice. I was ignoring it. 1 month ago. And every single time he see me, he's like, there's something you need to, he's like, there's something you need to hear. And, you know, he was like, you know, I was telling him, like, yeah, of course, you know, I'm spiritual. I believe in the Creator. Yeah, you know, like, I believe in all, you know, I believe in that, you know, yeah, some astrology, you know, these tarot cards, like, you know, they just, you know, these are, you know, they're getting their insights from him. So it's all good. It's gravy, right? And he kept telling me every time he stopped me, which was almost damn near every day for like a week, 2 weeks. And every single time at the end of our conversation, he's like, you know, you got to give it up. We don't have much time. The end times are near. That's what he kept telling me. These end times are near. You don't have time to be sitting on the things you're sitting on. He's like, I don't know what it is that you need to hear specifically. I don't know if there's something you need to give up. And when he would do that, he'd be like, I don't know if there's something you need to give up. And it's almost as if like he would wait for me, you know, to see if I was going to tell him if there was anything in my life. And I'm like, I'll be damned if I'm going to tell my coworker anything that's going on with my life, knowing damn well I'm over here fighting, giving up, smoking weed, and not even thinking about my dang ADHD pills that I literally just threw out the fucking window. By the way, I was in here praying and crying before, and I just had to start the video. I don't know why. Like I said, I'm gonna get to that part of the story, but you guys, I threw my ADHD pills out the window, and I'm not taking them anymore. I can't even see them. I don't have my glasses. I tossed those bitches. It don't even matter. I got the empty pill bottle right here. Just toss it all out. Because I gave up, I'm giving up everything. 1 month ago, I was deep in the occult. So deep in it. So deep in it, listening to tarot card readers just the other day. I'm going too deep in. I'm fast forwarding. I need to go back. So anyways, he's like, I wasn't even thinking about my ADHD pills. I'm over here battling my weed addiction. And he's like, I don't know if there's something you need to hear. Or I don't know if there's something you need to give up. But I know there's something. There's a reason why I'm talking to you. I know it. And like I said, he would hesitate. And then finally one day, you know, after him asking me so many times, I finally told him. I was like, you know, I told him I want to talk to him offline. And like, you know, to tell him, because he was, you know, like I said, he kept asking me, is there something, basically, he's like, I don't know if there's something you need to give up, but we don't have much time. We don't. So I told him, and the words that he said, you know, about there not being enough time, because I was also getting those, I was being told that too through spirit. I was being told I didn't have time. I didn't have enough, that my time was running out to give up the addiction. I was being told, again, messages were being received, but I was ignoring them. He was speaking to me through very many outlets, you guys. And like I said, I was ignoring them. And then finally I told him, and he said, he gave me this advice, and he said, you know, whenever you have that urge, whenever you have that urge, that addiction, he told me he used to blow trees too. He was like, man, you couldn't see me without a blunt. And I'm telling you, you couldn't see me without one either. And I was like, well, damn, it's better than drinking, right? My whole entire family died from drinking. My grandparents, my mom, my uncles, my Uncle Tony, my favorite uncle, he passed away. That was the hardest death, my first hard death I've ever experienced, was when he passed away. That was my mom's Irish twin brother. They're only 11 months apart. But he died from cirrhosis as well. Same with my mom. But he told me, he said, whenever you're fighting your addictions, and he's the one who told me, call him Yahweh Shah. He didn't go by God. You read that Bible, not once did he call himself God. He called himself what I thought, how you pronounced it, was Yahweh. Because I went to Baptist college, and I had to read the Bible, left and right, the whole Bible, Old Testament, New Testament. It didn't make any sense to me, but it all makes sense now. But I knew that he never called himself God. He called himself Yahweh. He doesn't see himself as God. So that's one of the things that my coworker said. He's like, it's not Yahweh, it's Yahweh. And Jesus, it's not Jesus, it's Yahweh Shah. And he told me, whenever you're fighting, whenever you face yourself wanting to smoke that blunt, you turn to Yahweh and you rebuke it. You rebuke whatever it is that's causing you to have that addiction. You call on him. You call on him and he'll fight it for you. You call on him and he will fight it for you. So like I said, after I put my hands on my aunt, I turned away from liquor like that. You don't gotta worry about that with me anymore. But the weed, I was like, man, it's gonna be really hard. So that's what I've been doing ever since. And like I said, my friend Joe, he passed away. And then I got into smoking again. And forgive me if my stories are all mixed up. I'm sorry. Like I said, I was compelled to tell you guys and to record. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to say. But, so, he told me that. And you know what I decided to do? I decided to keep ignoring it. I called and I asked for help. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. Low key. Like, yeah, it'll happen when it happens. I'm not drinking. Everything's fine. But like I said, I was getting messages from Spirit, from the Divine, telling me to quit, telling me I don't have time. I don't know what. It's like I don't have time. I don't have time. And I think I'm here to tell y'all too. We don't have time. It's not just me. All of us don't have time. We don't have time to sit around and fuck around and to be, oh, I'm not doing this. At least I'm not doing this. No. No. There's no time for neutral. There isn't. There's no time for warm. You're either hot or cold. You're hot or you are cold. That's why I gave that shit up. I'm giving everything up. Anyways, like I said, he has been speaking to me. The Spirit has been speaking to me. And I came across Mike Singingler. I can't remember his last name. But these past 5 days, this has only been 5 days, you guys. Okay. Sorry. So, came across his videos. Came across one of his videos a while ago. And I saved him. I never watched his content. I never finished the video. But I saved it. And he popped up on my stuff. And again, something has been calling me and telling me to quit because I don't have time. So I decided that I was going to give it up. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do another 40 days. I'm going to do another 40-day cleanse. So right now I'm on day 5. I'm on day 5 of my 40-day cleanse of me giving up weed. And so it was literally just weed. My whole cleanse was supposed to be literally strictly weed. And then, you know, not even a day or two later, I go to take my ADHD pills, and I'm over here, you know, I'm over here on my path to redemption, you know, thinking I'm on the right path to redemption, just simply from giving up weed. But I go for my ADHD medicine, and he's like, oh, you got to give that up too. And I'm like, what? Like, I gave up drinking, right? Definitely a generational curse. I'm Native, and my mom is Native. All of my family who's passed from drinking, which is literally a long bloodline of it, alcoholism, long bloodline of it. My family, that's literally killed us and torn us apart. You know, I'm like, if that's not enough, and if the weed isn't enough, now you want me to give up my ADHD medicine? What else do you want me to give up? And he's like, I want you to give up you. I want you to free yourself from you so I can free you. Is what it feels like. And I can feel it, you guys. I can feel it. And I broke down. Life has been so heavy, you guys. So heavy. I don't really have a reason to believe in God. I haven't seen miracles. My life is not. It's been anything but a miracle. Anything but a miracle. I was denied by my true father, but thank God my father Joey, my dad Joey stepped in and was a man, and he fucking was there for me, and he's still there for me. But even now, and I don't think that he is here for me, I'm lying. I know he loves me, but that's another story that doesn't even matter right now. I love him, but I know he loves me, and that's all that matters. He is. But my mom, our relationship wasn't the best, but it doesn't matter. I love her so much. My life hasn't been easy. It's been anything but a blessing. I have every reason to turn my back on him and forsake him and say that he ain't nothing, but he's everything. He's everything. He's everything I needed. All that shit that I was searching for in the tarot cards, the psychics I would go see, the birth chart that you can dive deep into. Man, there's so much. I thought, I don't even know. There's so much. You know, you're into astrology. You know how deep that shit gets, and you know how much you can dive into it. You can dive all day. But guess what? That's the point. That's the reason why it is the devil. It is the devil, because you can dive so deep into it, you forget the truth. You forget where this is from. You forget the source. You forget the one reason that matters the most. The one thing that matters the most. You know, what do you think? Where do you think all that magic comes from? It comes from Yahweh. It comes from God. And we forget that when we get into the astrology, when we get into all of that, which is so live right now. All of y'all diving into that, I suggest that you turn all of that shit, turn it all. Because guess what? Just as real as that shit is, just as real as the tarot cards are, just as real as your birth charts are, just as real as those crystals bring you protection and your sage and all that shit that I literally just gave up 5 days ago. That's another thing. I gave that shit up too. This is literally, so I gave up the weed. I was like, okay, I'm going on my 40-day cleanse 5 days ago from weed. And within, just 5 days ago from now, not only was that, he was like, that's not enough. You better, because I was checking my horoscope. Numerology. I was even into numerology, checking my horse. I wasn't even, it got to the point where I was starting to dive. I was so deep into astrology that I was starting to dive, and I was already into numerology. I was diving even deeper into it. So he told me, you got to give all that shit up too. Got to give up looking at your tarot cards. I have my girls. I have my guys that I listen to on a daily basis, and they were right. They were right on the motherfucking money. But I gave it up just a couple days ago, y'all. Gave it up a couple days ago. Because It's real. It's very real. But you want to know what's real? Is God. God is real. God is what's real. God is what you need. God is what you're looking for. You think you're looking for yourself? Nah, bro. You're looking for your spirit. You're looking for your soul. Remember. You want to remember. Zahir, remember. Zahir, you want to remember. You're looking for the truth is what you're doing. You're looking for the truth. Zahir. Oh, I had to pull over, y'all. I've been praying. Oh, for the past couple of days, I've been praying. I felt forsaken. Like, why? Why? My relationship. My ex, he left me. Rightfully so. Over a stupid mistake. But I'm like, my life has just been such shit. I have every reason to feel like he's forsaken me. And I broke down and I just started crying. And I'm like, why? Why? Why should I sit here and put in all this work for you? Because I do so much work on myself. And I try so hard to spread good. And I don't get it back. And I was like, fuck this. Spirit guides, fuck you. Fuck everything. I was this close to turning my back on them and giving up on my 45-day cleanse. I was like, fuck this. I don't know why I'm sitting here because I was having a hard day at work. I wanted to smoke my blunt. I'm like, I don't know why the fuck I'm sitting here putting all this work and suffering. This weed ain't doing nothing to me, but making me feel happier, helping me deal with the stress, right? But I was forgetting what my coworker told me. I was forgetting the truth. Zahir, I was forgetting it. That means remember in Hebrew. Zahir, remember. I was forgetting. But I asked him, I said, why? Why? All the shit that I've done, all the good I've done, all the people I've helped. You know how many people I've helped? I just had a whole family. This girl that I knew back from fucking middle school. We hated each other. We almost beat each other up. We weren't friends, dude. But we crossed paths. I found out she was on drugs, but she was about to be homeless. With her significant other, who she didn't care about. He was faithful to her, but she wasn't faithful to him. And her baby is what made me just like, she told me she had nowhere to go. So I took her and her baby and her boyfriend in, and I let these strangers into my home. And you know what she did? She fucking robbed me. She's a meth head. And that's just happened. And I became homeless. Not homeless. I got kicked out of my home because of that and a couple of other things, but that doesn't matter. But like I said, the reason why I'm telling you this though is because I just want you to understand that I've had so many things happen to me. So many things happen to me to where I should turn my back. I shouldn't believe. I have a billion reasons not to, and really none to, besides what's in here. Because I know, and I could feel it. I feel it, and I know it because I got there illegally. I know it was real because I got there illegally. But guess what? I am now on the path to true redemption. True redemption. I'm giving up everything, and I'm letting go, and I'm giving God. I'm giving him. I'm giving everything to him. Yahweh Shah. I'm giving everything to him. I'm freeing myself from all of my burdens, from everything, from all the heaviness, because life has been heavy. It's been heavy. And I've just been casting out demons within myself. I'm going to cast these demons out of my babies. And I'm going to cast these demons out from whoever comes across my path and ask for it if I can, if he lets me. If it's in his will, I will. I will do anything. And that's what you just caught me in the middle of crying about, was me telling him and Jesus, please remember me. Please remember me. I threw out my pills. And I said, remember me, please. Everything I've done. Please, I'm still trying. I wanted to smoke that blunt the other day. I wanted to, and I almost put it, and I said, fuck you. I'm done. Why should I fight? You're asking me to fight because I see all these signs, and I felt it. Zraya, you're running out of time. You better give it up. But when shit got heavy, and shit was already heavy. And it got a little bit heavier and a little bit heavier. I thought that it couldn't, but you know, I thought my man leaving me. But it wasn't like I was... Anyways. I almost smoked that blunt. And I was like, fuck this, fuck you. I almost turned my back on everything. And I'm so fucking glad I didn't. 5 days later, I'm so glad I didn't. So glad I didn't, because I almost fucked everything up. He said, you have a chance to prove yourself, Soraya. And you know what? I took it, but I didn't take it for him. I took it for myself, and that's what I told him. I was like, I almost lit the blunt. And something in me told me not to. Something in me told me not to. My phone keeps ringing, and I feel like it's because people don't, somebody don't want me to get this message out. I'm losing my thoughts along the way. I'm sorry. I almost smoked that blunt, but I didn't. Something in me told me not to. And I told myself it was me. It was my own willpower, not his. And that I'm going to smoke this. I'm not going to smoke this. Because I'm going to prove to myself that I don't need it. Because I'm that type of person. Right? 5 days later, here I am. Praying to him. Turning away from astrology. Turning away from crystals. Sage. And you want to know what? One time I did acid. And I was like, fuck these crystals. I had crystals around my neck. I was like, this is stupid. This shit ain't doing nothing for me. But, you know, I took it as... Afterwards, I took it as... I was on acid. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. These crystals bring all this healing. But in real life, no, there was truth to that. Yeah, they may be vibing right, but guess where that... It's a secondary source. You know, who wants... Imagine seeing a fountain of youth, right? And then having someone bring you... bringing you a cup of water and then telling you, hey... This is you've heard of the Fountain of Youth, right? This is I brought you this water from the Fountain of Youth. And you know, you never really know if that cup that someone's bringing you, you don't know what's in that. It could be water from the Fountain of Youth, right? It looks clear, tastes like water. But that's not the source. Why would you want to risk taking something, not knowing whether it's contaminated, poisoned, whatever, from a goddamn stranger and some rocks? And your birth chart, yeah, your birth chart is very complex because guess what? You could dive into it because guess what? Spirituality, that's the creator. He is the one. There's so much, but he is. Why would you want to rely on crystals and this new pop spirituality that everyone's diving into? Why would you want that why would you want that little cup that maybe might potentially be something, you know it's real. You know he's real. You know it. If you're into new age spirituality, you want to disguise it as spirituality. If you're into it, I literally just turned my back on it a couple days ago. Literally a couple days ago, I gave up weed. I had 40 days to give up weed. But he said, nope, it wasn't enough. He told me it was not enough and told me to give up everything. And now I see that is what, and then he told me, you turn that camera on and you show them your conviction, show them so they know it's real. It's very real. He is very, very much real. Don't take that cup. Don't take the cup. Don't take the cup. Don't take the cup when you could have the whole fucking fountain. Don't. You just caught me in the middle of praying. Asking him to remember me. He's never blessed me. In my head, in my eyes, in my life, if you look at my life, I haven't been blessed. I'm struggling right now. I got a couple dollars in my bank account. I'm struggling with rent. I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent, guys. I just got a text from my landlord saying that my rent is due and I'm going to acquire late fees. I don't pay my rent into my place that I've only been into for a month. I don't have reasons to believe. I don't. But I do. And I encourage all of you new spirituality folks who have just dived into it, or who are getting into it, please turn your back from it. It is real. It is so real. It's all real. It is. But it's from him. It is from Yahweh. It is from God. It is his creation. And it is the devil, because that stuff takes you away from the one true source. It takes you away from him. You're leaving your faith. You're leaving your protection on some rocks. You're trusting rocks to protect you. These rocks aren't going to protect you from demons. Yeah, maybe a little bit. No. They're not going to protect you from the demons and the curses that your family has experienced. No, they're not. That's just a cup. That is a cup that can only give you so much, right? But that fountain runs forever. That fountain runs forever. Turn to him. Give up the new age spirituality, please. I don't know what's gonna, I don't know. I haven't had blessings like that, y'all. But I still have faith. And I know that all of those things, I see it now because he's been talking to me. And that is enough reason. That's good enough for me. That is enough for me. And I could feel his spirit, y'all. I could feel it. I've been hearing him. But he's given me the strength to go through everything that I've endured and I've healed, y'all. I could tell, I'll sit down and I'll tell some of my life story and they'll be like, wow, you wouldn't even guess that my mom died in March 8th. You wouldn't guess that my brother died on fucking May 4th last year in a car accident. My closest sibling, I have a bunch of siblings, and him and I were the closest. You wouldn't know that my uncle and both of my godparents died, and one of my good friends died all within the last 5 months too. You wouldn't know that my biological father died of cancer just a few years before all this. And that one of my closest uncles died right after that. And then my aunt died right after that. Y'all, my life has literally been a series of death. Hurt. People have talked down on me, spread lies on me. People don't like me. I've gone through so much. And it's not even about people not liking me. It's just, I have a bunch of reasons. What I'm trying to say is I have 1,000,001 reasons to not believe. But him and Jesus are the two reasons. 2 reasons for me to believe, and that outweighs any of the struggles, all of the pain, all of the sorrow, and everything that I've experienced. Because I know that even during those times, I still had faith in him. And even though, I was on the brink of giving up, just telling him to leave me the fuck alone. Let me be neutral. Let me be neutral. Let me live my life chill. Don't talk to me. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. Let me be. Oh, but that put the fear in God in me, let me tell you. I've been begging and crying and pleading ever since. Please don't forget me. I'm giving everything up. But I'm going to tell you right now, I feel great. I feel the need to just connect with him more. I can't explain it. I feel like I need him more than ever. And even though I feel, even though I have felt, even though I have reasons to feel like I've been forgotten, I know I haven't. I know I haven't, because I could feel it here. I could feel it and know it. Those tears weren't just tears of, you know, they weren't just tears of asking for remembrance. They were tears of gratitude. Tears of just letting go of the pain of everything I felt. And giving me the strength to give up all these things. The strength to turn my back on all of it. The ADHD medicine, the weed. I've been praying for the past 5 days like crazy. And the more I pray, the more I feel him. I feel power. I feel it. I feel like I'm letting out demons, you guys. I'm breaking generational curses. You know what? My boys, that's another thing. My boys, they got raped by their uncle. My 2 beautiful baby boys. And recently, not even a month ago, he was living with me. See, I'm too fucking nice, y'all. I'm too nice. I do too much shit for people and I don't get shit in return but shit on. I let this man, my boy's uncle, live with us because he was homeless. But guess he didn't have a place to go, but he had a job. Was he paying me rent? No. Was I asking for anything in return? No. I just wanted to help. My babies got hurt in the process. I had not seen him ever since I found out. And I didn't find out through him. I found out through spirit and my babies. And I saw him. I saw him at the fucking mall. Saw him at the mall. This was about a month ago. And my heart just stopped. My heart stopped. And I just fucking went at him. And I started beating him and calling him a fucking child rapist. I was like, you fucking child rapist. And I started putting my hands on him. And then next thing you know, this girl with her child comes in between and starts trying to fucking, like, you know, trying to push me and fight me with her baby in her hand. I'm assuming it's his girlfriend, maybe his child. I don't know. But